Alarm going off, brain doing backflips, coffee on the shirt, phone doing cat tricks, traffic at a standstill, mind on a landslide, smile on the outside, storm on the inside, emails, ping pong, calendars, carnage, 10 open tabs, mental garage sale.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Crazy Headaches podcast.
Hi-ho!
The boss, Lisa, Christian, you all know. I'm not going to have to continue with that. So what were you saying about the Blake Lively incident?
Do you know Blake Lively and the whole Justin Baldoni thing?
No, I know Blake Lively is married to
Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan
You haven't
Reynolds.
heard all the drama about that?
No.
What do you do? I know you don't work, so like...
Well, but hey, I put those new pictures up on the wall today.
I saw that.
I did that.
Those are really cool.
Those are my four
It's very
favorite presidents.
patriotic.
It is. America.
No. Okay, so it kind of ties into what we are kind of going to talk about today.
Okay.
So Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds accused Justin Baldoni of doing something that he didn't do.
Mm-hmm.
But it was essay stuff.
Okay.
And I'm going to watch what I'm saying.
Yes, because
Today.
that last episode, that took some time.
It's not, I didn't say anything bad, just not,
She said stuff that's YouTube bad that they could try and mark you because certain words that
not bad
people.
words. I mean, words that are in the dictionary, but aren't.
I just had to make sure we were YouTube protected.
Yeah. So it kind of ties into like false allegations and stuff like that. But Justin Baldoni hasn't talked about the whole situation since it came to light. It's been going on for about a year and a half, 2 years.
Oh.
And it's been going through the court system, and they're discovering that all the things that were said against him were not true. But the allegations out there were just so in your face that it was like, did he do it? Did he do it?
And unfortunately, with like bigger stuff like that, you get the court of public opinion, where
Of course.
these people who aren't in any way have taken any kind of law degree courses, or they're just those internet people who think they know everything, and they start pushing
you
that
have
negative stuff. And
a lot of the commentators, the influencers that were talking about the hearing and stuff, but most of the people were on Justin Baldoni's side, because everything was unfolding about what happened behind the scenes. She wanted creative control, and he was the one that was directing the movie. It's what It Ends With Us movie was the name of it.
Okay.
And she wanted some creative control, and she felt like she wasn't getting it. There was just a whole lot of stuff that went on. I mean, it's like she said that he walked in on her while she was breastfeeding, but then there was a text, "Oh, I'm just breastfeeding, come on in," so that sort of thing. It was just a lot of like he said, she said stuff, but
way too much of that.
But could completely ruin someone's reputation or career, for that matter.
Yep.
This guy, I don't know. This is the first time hearing it. I don't even know who he is. I know who Blake Lively is. I used to love her. I think she's beautiful. And, Ryan Reynolds is hilarious and stuff. But it was,
allegations tossed back and forth.
And she was really good friends with Taylor Swift, and she brought Taylor Swift into it. So there was just a whole bunch of drama with that.
Brought in Tay-Tay.
And she did not get invited to the wedding. So the big wedding that happened.
Yeah. Did they get married?
They did.
They did get married.
They did get married.
See, it shows how much
they did get married.
Much
so. And the only reason I usually don't get into all that drama, but the only reason why I brought that up was because he came out and spoke to ET and was talking about the allegations and said, we thought, we would just let it play out in the court, and we weren't going to say anything, but just to say that it was very stressful. And he said that it was, very difficult on the family, and then to hear the allegations that weren't true, it breaks your heart, and it makes you
100%. And it's like one of those things where, like, his wife could have his back 100%, but when those allegations come out, like, you're going to back up your husband, but at the same time, there's always going to be that little part in the back of her head, like, did he really do this? So now it just causes problems just in every aspect of those people's lives, and even people who were not directly affected by it. So I'm going to say his wife wasn't directly. He was directly affected, and due to him being directly, it then included her
so, and the kids. You know,
yeah,
and
it's just
and he hasn't been able to do anything like creative wise, you know, because
nobody's going to want to work with you while that stuff is going on. And you know, unfortunately, there are times too when people are found innocent where there has just been that stigma, that sour taste put where even afterwards they don't want to, because they just want to try and avoid it completely. So
and did you see that video that I sent you about the neighbors in Brevard? I was like, we should get these people on here. I mean, maybe we should, maybe we shouldn't, but they were just arguing amongst each other, and he was accusing them of doing this and they were accusing them of doing that.
Well, I mean, Brevard County was already on an episode of Fear Thy Neighbor. So why not make it a part two? Like, yeah, it was the one that happened up in Titusville.
So there was an article that I read in Facebook, and I don't know how true it is, and I'm not saying I agree with it in any way, shape, or form. I'm just talking about the article. It said that Brevard County was the number one most corrupt county, voted the number one most corrupt county. I don't know how true that is, but
you know, honestly, I think if you go anywhere in the country, like, you're gonna get corruption. I think it's very localized within the county. I don't think it's a widespread, but at the same time, you also gotta, now this is not me defending the county, this is me playing devil's advocate.
Yeah, and I in no way am endorsing this article. Yeah, make that very clear. So, I do not take any sides. I'm not saying they are. I'm not saying they're not. I'm just saying what the article said.
But playing devil's advocate, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say, is there corruption? Probably.
Yeah.
But is it the most corrupt? I mean, it depends.
I couldn't believe that.
Who did that study? Who did that poll? Because, oh my goodness, people are so, like, you go online, they're so gonna voice their opinions, whether right or wrong, and just cause a stir and issue over the littlest things in the world and call it corrupt, when really, no, that's the process. You just don't like it. So I think I would like to see, you know, who put out that poll, who responded to that poll, and compare that with the number of people in the county and the same number of people that whine and complain about everything in the world on the internet.
And who did the poll? Was it like people who got arrested by them who were committing crimes?
So I mean, that's to me, that's a very, very subjective statement to make that,
because I do see around the county there is a drug problem. It's not just here, it's all around,
it's nationwide,
it's all around, but you know, there is a drug problem, and you do see there's good parts of the county, bad parts of the county, just like anywhere else. And stuff.
I mean, shoot, I'm from New England, and I could count on my hand people from my town that I grew up with that have passed from drug overdoses and stuff like that. So but
I do see like an uptake of not in Brevard County, I'm not saying, but of people taking advantage of their positions and when they're trying to get at somebody, or who have been unduly influenced sometimes by lies or deception and things like that. I have seen that. And it's even despite having social media and where everybody can expose everything. And maybe that's why you see it more now than you did before. But
I mean, it's the same amount that's been happening for ages, but now it's just easier to access all that information. I mean, it's just so, like, one of them, like, there's constantly people going at the city of Palm Bay. And I mean, it is non-stop. And if you look, it is always the same people, but you know, it's the loud minority that's being like that. And
so I heard something that like 20% of the people cause 80% of the problems. So it was like, and then it said like there was just something like 20% of your thoughts cause 80% of your problems. So if you're thinking 20% negative thoughts, you're going to have 80% problems that are negative. So it was just one of those things about how to think more positively and stop thinking negatively and giving into that. But I believe that, because you see, did you check out Brittany Kellogg that I see?
I did.
Is she not hilarious?
Yes.
She's funny. She gets people, and I think some of those people come on, they just want her to roast.
Oh yeah, just roast me, please.
Like, say my name and roast me.
Because, 100%.
But that's, you see some of the things that are said on her, and ridiculous. She calls them out, and it's hilarious.
I just shake my head when I see a lot of stuff. Like when I was really full bore with headline rants and doing that stuff. And I still do it, not as often as I used to, but I still do it. But I used to get some comments where I'm like, this person has to be joking. Yeah. I'm like, they can't be serious.
Well, I think some people, and I've seen it on Facebook, they say something they don't believe, but it's controversial. They just want to
they want to stir the pot.
They just want to stir the pot. There's one dude that does it in one of the, either in Melbourne or Palm Bay. He'll just come on there and he'll just say some random thing. I don't even think he's a Trump supporter, but he'll just say, I think Trump is the best person. You know, he'll just say something
to get other people
riled up. And it's hilarious.
Well, but like my wife, there's times I swear that she just does stuff to stir the pot. And I'm like, well, why are you doing it? She's like, no. I'm like, no, you're stirring the pot. Stop it. She's like, and for the longest time, I had her in my phone, not as the wifey. I had her in there as jumper cable. And she was like, why? I'm like, because you like to start shit.
Oh, that's funny. I do not like to start stuff. I don't.
She sometimes thinks it's hilarious. And there are times where it's like, okay, this is good. But there's other times like she'll just do it on like the smallest level of like just getting our youngest son riled up. I'm like, would you stop?
No, I do like to pick though. Like I've done that. Like, so, but
yeah, but there's some, So yeah, I definitely, I wouldn't say that.
But I did ask her, I did post on one of her things because somebody was making fun of her child who is, something that she said about her kid. Her kid is epileptic and ADHD and colorblind. Yeah. And she was saying, they were saying to her, like, you shouldn't be going out and following your dreams when you have a kid that's at home like that. You need to be staying at home, taking care of your kid. And she came up to say, look, I want to show my kids that that you can follow your dreams no matter what circumstance that you're in.
Okay, but hold on. What did you say? He was
ADHD, which
colorblind.
You're colorblind, aren't you?
No.
Colorblind. No. Who's colorblind?
My father-in-law's colorblind.
Okay. Oh, okay. ADHD, and he's got epilepsy. So I really felt some kind of way about that because I had epilepsy as a child, and he's a child, and it was very a stigma about it. I tried to hide it. I didn't want anybody to know I had epilepsy.
Well, and it's the things he has is nothing that you can't live regular life.
A regular life. Yes. I lived a regular life. Nobody knew I had epilepsy. I took a ton of medicine and I had to go to sleep by 7:00 because it just made you comatose. But nobody knew that I had epilepsy, and I functioned just fine. And the ADHD thing, everybody nowadays is ADHD, I think.
Okay. Well, and then like the colorblind thing, like my father-in-law, colorblind.
Yeah.
The man built rockets and launched them with NASA and Boeing and like
exactly. So she was just saying, I want to show my kids that I can follow my dreams and that he can follow his dreams, because he was saying he wanted to be a rocket scientist or something. And somebody was saying that he couldn't do that and she's like, he can dream and he may be able to do that, so don't. Yeah. So anyway, I messaged her and I was like, I would love to have you on our Crazy Headaches podcast.
100%. I did make sure I put her name up there, like I said, so we could all, because her name Brittany is spelled completely different than it normally. Kellogg, it was spelled as if it was a cereal.
She's got a great voice, and she,
And I did tag her in that episode as well.
Did you?
Maybe she'll see.
Maybe she'll see us. Maybe she'll see us lowly people.
Sorry if you guys,
she's got thousands and thousands of followers.
Sorry if you guys catch me yawning a couple times. It was long night last night. I couldn't fall asleep. And we're actually, normally we film this in the beginning of the day.
And because I had to go climb in some attics and
we're doing this towards the end of the day, so
and had to handle some things.
I've already had to chase down. Jesus Christ!
Hold throw on. Things.
Right, keep me up. Like, because not only am I like coming to work and doing my regular job every day, and then doing editing and handling phone calls whenever, but it is summertime for the kids. And
he is the kids kind of full time.
Yeah, I have them full time, like, because we don't want the ridiculous amount of money that these day camps and summer camps want. Mm-hmm. I'm like, no, I got a TV in my office and some chairs you can sit in while I do it. So I'm juggling work and kids and whatnot. And by the time it gets later in the day, I'm just
exhausted.
Done. Plus, it's hot as hell outside, and it
is hot, but I like the heat. So
I like it to a point. Like, it's Florida, so you really can't escape the humidity. Mm-hmm. That's just good luck dealing with it. Usually I can hang out longer outside once it hits like 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
I'm able to handle that, or like in the morning up until like 9:30, 10. Yeah. And then once you start hitting that, I'm like, nope, I'm inside. Sun, bad, mean.
We're heading to Arizona, and like last week, I think the temperature, it was 114. But I did tell Paul, he was like stressing. I said, it's a different hot though.
It's way different hot.
It's dry hot. It's not the humidity down here.
It's one of those, like, in that dry heat, and I know this is gonna spiral people because they're always like, oh my God. No, I'm telling you, in the dry heat, that's where you can actually step underneath a tree in the shade and you're going to cool off. Yeah. Like here, it's just, the example I give to everybody is, you want to know what it feels like in the summertime in Florida? Go take a shower. When you get out of the shower, do not use a towel. Just put your clothes on and walk outside. That's what it feels like. It's just nasty, sticky, wet, like shade doesn't matter. It's just a punch in the face.
Oh, yeah.
Like horrible. But at least with the dry heat, like,
and I got up in that attic, that lady's attic, and it was like, I couldn't contort myself that I could crawl all the way back to look where the leak was. So I'm going to have to get somebody who's smaller and younger who can contort themselves to go in there.
Definitely not me.
Yeah. No, and not Paul either.
No.
So they'll have to go in there and look and see. Yeah. But I think it's not a big issue. I think it's just what I looked at is just the ridge vent, I think is what it is. But yeah. Anyway,
that's right.
So I had to do that
Thursday.
Yeah,
something like that. Yeah, I got to wake up early to bring them to the airport, but they've done it for me before too. So
yeah,
I made them get up way earlier than I have.
Yeah, we're leaving Wednesday. Actually, we're leaving Wednesday early. Yeah,
early Wednesday.
Well, and our flight leaves at 7, but when we come back on Sunday, our flight leaves at 6, so we've got to be at that airport really early.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that'll be fun, but I think it'll be an interesting trip. Paul's never been out to Arizona, and I've been out that way, but I've never been to Arizona. I've been to Las Vegas, when it's really hot.
My parents loved Arizona. They were actually, when I was younger, they were debating on moving out to Arizona.
We have some friends that are out in Arizona, and we're probably going to there's a baseball game, because where we're going is like where the baseball stuff is. So we're going to go watch a baseball game. So it'll be a little nice getaway, but it's also for work. So it's some work stuff, some trying to get us pumped up and get us learning some new things. And
funny when I told Lauren that you guys were going, she's like, "Are you sure that you want them to go?" I was like, no. I was like, this is for business and it's not a cruise. So family members should be safe.
Yeah. It's for business, so it's not for pleasure. It's a business
because
thing.
It's been a very weird coincidence that
every time we go out, every single time
they go on a cruise for pleasure, just they need to take a vacation and they go on a cruise, somebody in my family passes away.
It was your grandfather?
My grandfather first time, and then my father the second time.
Yeah. And Paul wants to take a cruise before too long,
I'm going with you guys. I'm going to go just to be like, all right, we got to change
something up about it.
I'm not doing the third time as a charm thing. It's not happening.
Oh, yeah. So, but looking forward to kind of just getting some, some guidance on running the business and get us pumped up and building a sales team. And so, going out and listening to Andy Elliott and so
really help.
Good stuff.
It'll really, I think it'll help boost and push us forward even better when it comes to the construction of home services.
Right. Yeah, it's going to really help in that because, when we go forward with that, we already know that we've got a lot of lessons to learn. A lesson is to make sure that you dot every I and cross every T, and you document everything, which I do, and which just shows that you have to do that.
I mean, I honestly, I wanted to bring this up to you. I think almost every interaction when it comes to like initial inspection and dealing with the customers and stuff like that, we should be wearing body cameras.
100%.
We should just document everything, and it shows full transparency.
Yeah.
To where, like, listen, this is while we were on the site, this is how everything went down.
And you know me, I'm fully transparent. I always talk to the customers, and if we find something that we did wrong, we always tell the customer.
100%.
Yeah, so I'm all about transparency.
You could speak facts till you're blue in the face, and unless you shove something of material into their face, they're going to try and deny it.
Yeah.
So we got to nip it in the bud right away.
Yeah.
To be like, well, no, you didn't say that. Oh, yes, we did. Here you go. Here's a recording, and then it's
yeah. Because I just had an incident where, and we're going to leave everyone's name out, and we are not going to state the municipality that it was, but someone has been pressuring this particular municipality to discipline me for
no reason,
but we'll go ahead and say what the allegation was: unlicensed activity. Honey, I am licensed. Go on the DPBR and check me out. Lisa Arthur. I have a license.
Very much so licensed.
So I am licensed. So he thought he had something. He thought something administrative. He thought he could catch me on something.
I don't know if he thought he had something or he thought he could create something. So he said he had something.
Right. So was pressuring this particular municipality. And all of a sudden I get an email for a citation for unlicensed activity. Okay. To say I was fit to be tied is an understatement. I was livid when I saw this. I'm like, how in the world can you do this when clearly because
there was no investigation done.
There was a discussion about it. I had spoke to them and said, no, you can clearly look up public records and you can see that I am licensed. I've applied to pull permits with you guys.
My autistic 6-year-old can use a computer and find this information.
So, I mean, you guys have seen my application. I've done plenty of permits with you. I do all over Florida. So I thought everything was resolved. And then, this person pulled some public records and found out that I had not been disciplined based on their complaint and called up, which I didn't know at the time. I suspected, but called up and said, why have you not done anything about this? Why have you not disciplined her?
Yeah.
Shortly after that.
Very leash-led citation is what it is.
Right. I received the citation on my email, 6:30. The citation was dated 6/26, was signed 6/26. The allegation was on 12/2, which did not happen. That was not even correct. The address from the complaint was not even the right address. And so once I received the citation, I issued a formal complaint to the specific municipality about this. And I attached 18 exhibits.
Yeah.
So, here's the DPBR, here's Sunbiz, here's, my application to you. Here is my IRS document.
Yeah, here's the EINs, here's this, here's that. Like everything was in
here's
there.
my communication with you. Here's this, here's that. Okay, so when you get the citation issued, the citation was signed on June 27th or 26th. The letter was dated June 25th. I received it on June 30th. Okay. Like mark your calendars if you want to follow along. So you have 10 days from the date of the citation.
Date of the citation was signed.
This was
not
signed.
The date you received
to sign the citation saying you're going to pay the fee, or sign the citation saying that you are going to want a hearing. Well, obviously I signed the citation saying I wanted a hearing.
Yep.
I submitted it to the municipality. I also submitted it to the head of the municipality. It got up to, I think, county manager level. So June 30th, July 1st, no, June 30th, that evening, I submitted that, I signed the citation, submitted it to the manager of code compliance.
Yeah, because
I wanted a hearing.
Because all it stated was either pay or respond to. So that was her response to it of, no, I ain't paying this. Like,
so 10 days from the 26th would have been the 6th of July, which would be Monday, which would have been a Monday. So I got issued a letter of non-payment of said citation on July 1st.
Yep.
Okay. Do the math, people.
Math ain't mathin'.
Math ain't mathin'. Why am I getting a letter of citation or a letter of non-payment on July 1st? I also submitted the citation signed to the assistant to the county manager. So to the municipality. Again, I'm not going to say any names, and I'm not going to say the municipality, because we got it all worked out. We had a conversation. We had a sit down and a coming to Jesus, and looked at all the documents. We called the DPBR. There was an administrative thing with the DPBR where the names weren't completely connected, but it was not my fault. It was just
error.
A clerical error. It was a mistake. It wasn't anything that was intentional. It wasn't
nothing
anything
nefarious.
No, it was just a mistake.
Somebody over there messed up.
It's a crazy thing with the name. The name is a very, name. There's another Got You Covered Roofing in Sarasota. So that's where, kind of the mess up was. But they have since fixed it. Everything is good. We're all good. We were able to sit down and talk to them, and they were like, yes, we apologize. You're right. The citation was voided, and they apologized for how they handled everything. They thanked me for, coming in and showing all the evidence and being very thorough. I had a binder with all the exhibits. I brought my attorney in because I wasn't going to play games here.
Oh, yeah.
He had a binder with all the exhibits, but it was a meeting. It went very well. I have to say that everybody was very cordial, and they even helped us understand some new laws that were coming out,
ridiculous.
Some new laws that were coming out, and some, understand some things that people won't understand, like the $7,500 exemption for permits. Like if you have a repair that's less than $7,500, you don't have to pull a permit. However, she explained to me, you still have to apply for the permit and apply for the exemption.
Yeah, you gotta do like a waiver.
Yeah, like a waiver. And so a lot of people will not understand that. And a lot of people will think, oh, it's $6,000 repair, and it's like a 7 square roof, and the roof's only going to cost $6,500. I don't have to pull a permit for it. And then an elderly person is going to be taken advantage of. Mm-hmm. So that's what they were kind of worried about. And so I completely understood. I heard that side, and I was like, yeah, that makes sense. And so we know to be compliant. I appreciated her, letting us know. Mm-hmm. And Tori would have called anyway. We just did a flat roof that was under the $7,500 And we still pulled a permit for it, but we didn't ask for an exemption. So we still pulled the permit for it.
Which they're not going to say no, because that gives that municipality money. So why would they say no?
Yeah.
Like,
well, and not only that, pulling a permit protects the contractor and
the customer
when it comes
to insurance and everything like that.
It protects both. So it protects the contractor, whereas there is a statute of limitations of when you can sue your contractor. And depending on your contract, some contracts say arbitration, mediation. So make sure you read your contract when you sign a contract with a contractor.
Don't get mad after you sign it and go, wait.
Yeah, make sure you read your contract.
I can't sue you now? No.
I have signed things without reading them, going da 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 da. So please read it. I've made that mistake too, but so that statute of limitations starts at the time the final is issued. Yeah. If you never have a final, then there is never a statute of limitations that applies to that. And
does that count if you had a final and then they had it reversed? Oh, sorry, different subject.
I'm not sure how that would work, but going back to that. That was one of my crazy headaches, because I had to spend a lot of time on this, and it was a very stressful situation, but something very good came out of it. I discovered some information about things that were said. I did not know. Now that I know, that will help me going forward. And, so a lot of things came to light, and then a huge weight was lifted off of me, because this municipality, we weren't sure what was going to happen until after a certain situation. We thought that was going to kind of linger over our head, but now it has not. Now it's kind of been resolved. So, we've already got those extra attorney's fees that we can now tack on to, say, hey, you did this, you knew this was not true. You, like you said, an autistic 5-year-old could look up the information. You knew that that's not true. You're trying to cause problems. That is all you're doing. It is not about what you're saying. It's about you trying to cause problems.
Yep. And that's what, I don't want to dig too much into that case, because once that's all over, well, that's going to be an episode.
Yeah, that is going to be an episode. But having those, so that Justin Baldoni thing, it just kind of made me, when I was listening, I was like, yes, I feel you, because you go through when somebody's falsely accusing you of something, even though you know that you're right and that you didn't do anything wrong, it still makes you like you have those night demons that come after you, and they say, you were wrong, you shouldn't have done this, or you shouldn't have done that. And you start questioning yourself. Did I do this? Can this person be that really evil? And there's no way. And especially because I'm a see both sides type of person, I have some friends that I really envy in a way, that they are so like, this is the actual facts, and they're not swayed by it. And to have that kind of confidence about stuff, I love that. I wish I could.
I generally have that confidence. Like, these are the facts. This is how it is. But from my experience with my own stuff, and then this whole thing and whatnot, is even if you have the facts, they're still going to try and pull something just to cause problems. And like I said in the last episode, they can throw any allegation they want out there without any backing of proof, but then it's on you to prove that that allegation was false. Well, it's like, why didn't they have to prove that allegation was true before they tried something against you?
Right. That's exactly the thing. And then the timeline is what really, killed me, because even after they reversed it, I did, send them an email. I did say, just wanted to bring this to your attention. I wanted you to see this so that you can fix this. Not in my case, because you've already fixed it. But for other people, we talked about this before. Somebody probably just paid the fine, and because it was a small fine, that wasn't even the point. I think I spent more money on my attorney coming in to sit with me than I would have if I just paid the fine.
Yeah,
but
it's a principle thing, though.
It's the principle, and then if you didn't do it, like, why are you going to admit to it that you did it? And it does beg the question, like, if somebody because I know a lot of people will just settle out just so they don't
So
have to
they
go
don't-
through
yeah.
it. And you know, I can see that. I can feel that, because when someone is coming at you from all, and they're just throwing stuff at the wall, none of it's true. It's just like you're listening to this like story unfold, and you're looking at, you know, I did a public records request, and I saw some things that I'm like, really? I said that? I'm like, really?
Sure.
This, I'm like, no, you know, and so, it is, and I do believe the truth will come out, but I also do believe that some people don't fight things, and they just let it go. And I could see it would have been very easy for me just to file, just to pay it was a very little
and they'll always
amount.
try and toss something in there to, you know, make you look even more of a bad guy for something. So like with my situation that happened and whatnot, and in the news article, at the end of the news article, they were like, now mind you, I'm reading this article and I'm like, who is the Dr. Seuss wannabe that came up with this?
Yeah.
Because even if you were to pull the records from any one of the departments going on with everything, like how they got that story, it's by me and my lawyer. We were all like, okay, but at the bottom it says, and then we tried to reach out to Christian and his lawyer, and they refused to respond. I'm like, Rich, did you get a phone call? He's like, no. I'm like, I didn't get a phone call.
Yeah.
I'm like, did you get an email? He's like, I didn't get an email. I'm like, well, I didn't either. So they'll put something in that at the end, like to try and make you look guilty that you're like trying to avoid and this and that.
Well,
because I tell you what, and he's like, I'm kind of glad they didn't call you, because Lisa knows me, and some of you guys have probably been able to figure out. I would have let them know. I would have let them show how it was, and the article after that probably would have been way crazier. So he's like, I'm kind of glad they didn't call you, because most lawyers will tell people like, do not respond, refer them to me. He's like, but I know you.
Yeah.
He's like, you're going to refer them to me, and then be like, well, and on another note, go to like.
Well, and my attorney did tell me, I don't want you to say anything when you go in there. Well, I talked a lot, but you know, I didn't say anything. The meeting went very well, and then my attorney said, had they been aggressive or had they been like offensive or, you know, whatever, he would have told me to shut up, you know. But I was just pointing out facts. Everything was a fact. This is what I do. This is who I am. This is, you know, here's the documentation. Here shows the application, you know, shows everything that I had done, everything like I'm supposed to do. But the timeline still just kills me. The timeline just kills me.
Yeah.
That the June 26th, June 30th.
The dates on everything.
July 1st. And
well, then I got something that here at the office. It wasn't even.
That was the one I was talking about.
It wasn't even in the mailbox. It was shoved into our door, but there was a postage stamp on it.
Yeah.
So
that was probably Glenn, because it went to Glenn's. It probably went to Glenn's office.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because we did a change of address to the county, but they probably had the old.
Got it. Okay. All right. So that, because I'm like, why why was this just shoved into the door of the office? And
Glenn probably did that. Glenn did that. But so we're just in a different.
Glenn move into our old office?
Yeah, Glenn moved into our old office.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Glenn's in our old office. But we just moved into a slightly bigger office with more office space, less storage space, unfortunately.
Well, I mean, considering like this studio alone is not only the studio, but it's also my office. It's a big enough room. Like the old office, it was me, you, and Paul in a room smaller than this one.
Yeah, it was a little cramped in there. But yeah, so that just really, but it was like a huge relief. And you know,
it's kind of a mic drop thing too.
It was
when it came to trying to
in my world, it is God was there with me. I had my armor on. You know, I know you know, some of you might think this is ridiculous, but I had my shirt with my scripture on. had my cross on. I was like, I prayed before I went in there. I was like, God be with me. And it was, it just ended up well. And so I'm just thankful. But, yeah, there were a lot of things that I wanted to say that I didn't say that I held back. So it was good. It was really good because,
and that's
because
thing,
they
like,
ended up being very gracious and it ended up doing it.
Yeah. And that's where you see, like, you know, sometimes saying less is more.
But and it just kind of shows you. So like they had an impression of me based on what someone was slandering me about. Yeah. Okay.
In my opinion, you're a psychopath. So settle down, bud.
I didn't say that.
Show up at my house. Watch what happens.
So, you know, but then when I went into the office and they actually met me and then they actually saw the proof and they actually, you know, I think they investigated. They're like, you're not this person that they're portraying you to be.
Oh yeah. They were making you out to be an absolute piece of work.
And then me talking to them, you know, I think, you know, we're kind of, okay, you're a really decent person. You know, that's the impression I'm going to keep in my head of you. You're a really decent person. You listen to me. You let me show you the facts.
Unless she hasn't eaten yet. Then she's hangry.
I haven't eaten yet, though. I'm not.
Oh, you hadn't eaten yet when you went? Oh, that was playing with fire.
No, I've not eaten yet. Paul said, make sure you get something to eat before you go to the podcast. And I did not stop and get anything to eat.
Boy.
But it's okay. It's all right. I don't get as hungry as Paul does. And then Paul did say that he will come on the podcast because we talk about him every single episode.
He comes up at least once in every episode. Same with my wife.
So, but right is right. And, you know, these things that these individuals have been saying about me have been just absolutely horrific. They have been making me out to be like some
devil woman,
awful person, which I am not. And this other person should know because he spent enough time with me. I just can't, you know, I can't say words. I'm just keeping my mouth shut. Until I'm able to talk, and then I will talk, and then I will say what I can say. But I have a certain opinion of what I think about this person. But you know, or both. But mainly the attorney.
Yeah, that's
the attorney that issue. Yeah, because he knows better for some of the things that he said.
Well, and I think part of the problem. Again, this is my opinion. This is how I feel. It's not fact. It's my fact. I feel it is two sociopaths who found each other and they're just in an echo chamber that just elevates each other with everything.
Yeah.
So, and they're just to the point of they've broke the ceiling and there's nothing holding them in to what they're going to come out with next.
Yeah.
So, and there should be things in place to help railroad that stuff.
There are,
but they never seem to work.
Well, so maybe we're holding some things in our pockets, you know, maybe things will come to light at certain periods of time. That could have already been, you know, done, but we have chose not to. We have chose to hold things. And, you know, that's all I'm going to say. We're just going to see how it plays out. And we're not going to say anything else about it. But once it does play out and once things happen, then, we can
give better details. And because, it's a doozy. We could probably make a movie off of it.
I could write another chapter in my book about it, and I probably will.
I tell you what, freaking Travel Channel, A&E, any one of you, like, if you want a good TV show, just follow us around.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna get something.
Yeah. It's just crazy, but so that part was resolved. So it's less of a crazy headache. And I haven't even been able to celebrate because we've been so busy because it's like, you know, been super busy.
Still running a business at the same time.
Still having to run a business and not being able to celebrate, but very thankful and very grateful to those people for actually actually looking at the facts, not like they were intending on looking at all the facts and keeping the citation because they were trying not to be partial. Although anybody knows anything about psychology and I feel like this person that's doing the pressuring knows, because the psychological warfare.
Yeah.
I would suspect that he's done something very similar like that to other people, but you don't understand. I grew up in crazy, so that psychological warfare crap don't work on me.
I'm all about a good psyop,
but subconsciously, whether you consciously know it or not, that kind of stuff affects you, and the pressure to when that kind of person kind of pressures you, it makes you think, well, maybe I better do something about this. Have I not been doing something about this? And so,
well, and if God forbid, like it pushes somebody to a breaking point, to like we were talking about before, where they decide to self-assassinate, and like that person could be held responsible for it. Because, I mean, there has been people of, like, teenagers where one of them's texting the other one, well, just go do this to yourself. Go do nobody cares about you. Do that. And that kid does it.
Yeah.
They have gone after that teenager that sent them the messages because they essentially forced them to do that.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
Well, because I can say, I'll tell you, it has been very difficult. I'm a fighter. I am a fighter, and I'll get tough. But I have had my weak moments where I've sat there. I did have one day where I just sat and broke down, and I don't cry a lot. I'm not a huge crier. I cry if you harm animals or if you harm children. Any other thing, like I don't cry about situations that happen to me. I don't cry about I don't cry about a lot of things, but animals and children, I cannot. Anybody hurt an animal, or I see things happen to children, or, and I cry. Like when I was at church on Sunday, they were doing baptisms. I was crying. I'm like, it's not even my family member. And I'm sitting there crying, being baptized.
I was crying because I thought they were waterboarding. No, I'm kidding.
He was not with me. He was not.
I wouldn't go. If I walk into a church, it will start shaking and probably falls out.
So this just goes to show you somebody who's very religious and relies on God very heavily versus somebody who is, still like whatever.
Listen,
Christian is Christian, and we get along very well.
She gets her different kinds of support depending on what she needs from. So we have our one employee, Tim. You need that spiritual support.
So Tim is my spiritual support.
She goes to Tim.
Christian is my ghetto. I need you.
Like I'm the one that
pump me up.
Like I do my therapy for people with comedy and just out of pocket comments. So.
And my husband is just my support system. He doesn't try to pump me up, get me riled up, or he doesn't,
I mean, I don't know how many times like we've been on the phone and your husband's there and I'll say something and Paul's like, you can't say that. And I'm like, my bad. Sorry.
So, but I don't even know where we were going with that. Like, kind of off
hurting people. This thing,
I don't cry. What I was saying is I don't normally cry. I'm not a huge crier. Like you could punch me in the face, I'm not going to cry. You punch me in the face, I'm not a huge crier. But the level of attacks, the amount of hateful, lying things that these individuals have said about me, the narrative that they have painted. I mean, like, I got to give it to you. Like, you can write a story, like a fiction story. You should be writing fiction novels and making a lot of money. I won't buy it, but there are some people that will buy it. But it had gotten to me, and it was like, it is causing us a lot of harm. One, it affects my ability to work, because when I'm spending countless hours and time working on this allegation that just got thrown out, or this thing that you said, I said that I didn't say that, and so working on all these things, and God forbid, I mean, I don't even know what you're saying out in the public that's affecting us. I'm certain if I hear it,
But I mean, we've had a good claw in it most of the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
For a little while there, it's like when we beat one, another one would pop up, or we'd beat one, two would pop up, but we never let it falter us. We just kept fighting through
and just kept going.
And we're finally to the point now to where we're taking wins, and because everything is really starting to get exposed and come to light. And
and I love how you say we, because this gentleman is trying to make it out like it's all me.
No, I mean, it's something like it started with the company, and Got You Covered Roofing. I'm not an owner of Got You Covered Roofing. Yeah. I'm director of operations. I just help run stuff on all aspects of the company, but it's something where when you attack the company and you attack the owner, like, you're attacking me too. You're attacking the rest of the people who work here. So,
but it's so funny because the interactions that were had were you and this individual, Paul and this individual, Tori and this individual never had hardly any interactions.
Yeah.
And I didn't have any interactions with him until,
well, when it came down to it, I was actually the one on that property the most out of anybody.
Right. Exactly.
So, I mean,
and the accusations were only to the women.
Yeah.
Only to the women.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Cause they came after you, then they came after Tori, and like I said, I was the one that was on that property the most next to you out of everybody else in the company. And, but he didn't recognize who me and Paul were when we went there. I'm like,
that just says something. And, but anyway. And so, but I had a moment, and I think we talked about this before on the podcast, but I did have a moment, and I was outside and I just broke down, and we called you right after that, and we all had a meeting and just kind of strategized, because I was ready to just give up and just
I showed up at your house at like 4:00, and I didn't leave until it was like 10.
Yeah, it was almost 11 o'clock. Yeah,
10, 11 o'clock.
But I was just the night before, I just broke down, and I just was like, why? I don't know, and then, because my husband was trying to console me. He was like, it's okay. He's like, you're always the strong one, and I'm like, you don't understand. You're not the one being attacked. You're not the one being accused of all these things. And he goes, no, I know. And I said, and you're a part of it, but your name's not being mentioned. And, I was like, it was just like feeling very personal, and it is personal because that's all it is about. It's about a personal attack. And I know, and so I just broke down, and I could, I just cried, and I prayed, and I was just like, I was beside myself. And I think it was just a moment that I needed. It was just like the weight of everything. I had been just like the cortisol of everything, just like, okay, I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to do this. Got to run a business. Got to, do that.
I compare it to like, so for any moms out there, like, I compare this whole thing to a situation of somebody who may not be business, if you're a stay-at-home mom, something like that, where if you tell a toddler no and they lose their mind and they start throwing stuff and breaking stuff, and they're not going to stop until you break and give them what they want, eventually, sometimes that's when a mom will go into the bathroom and shut the door and cry because she just, but then she gains her composure and she comes back, and that's when, she puts her foot down and like, listen, you little head, like, this is how it's going to go. You're going to, and eventually that toddler starts going, oh no, and backing up. And then this is exactly what this whole situation has felt like. It was, he wanted you to do more work. And once we realized what this dude was like, and you said, nope, I'm not doing any of this stuff for you anymore. We're finishing what we've came to start, and then we're out. He started throwing his tantrum and yelling and screaming and kicking and throwing his stuff. And that day was the day of, you needed to go in the bathroom cry it out. And then it was kind of really after that day, we finally were like, you put your foot down. And that's when we started really getting those wins now. And that's what it's been like. We've been fighting a toddler this whole time.
Yeah. So it feels like that. And so, I had to go into my bathroom, like you're saying, the metaphor that you're using. And I cried, and Paul was very great consoling me. And he's like, I don't know what to do, because I'm not used to you being like this, because I am normally the strong one. I try to be the strong one most of the time, but I was breaking down and
because he called me.
Yeah.
He was like, I was like, dude, I'm like, I get it. I was like, there's nothing I could say that's going to help right now, but I'm like, I get it. She's been getting attacked left and right. Like, there's going to be a breaking point at some point.
Yeah. And it's like, it's when you there was a point where it was just like an everyday, a new thing was happening.
Oh yeah.
It was like
another
every day,
email,
this was said, that was said, this was like, and it was like, is this ever going to end? Oh. And, you read and you're like, and I'm sure my attorney has like heard me plenty of times. He's like, settle down. And he's like, I'm not your psychologist, but I'm your attorney. But at the same time, he's having to be a little bit, because if I don't get it out with him, I
might slip with the wrong person.
But yeah, so it was just that breaking point. And then after that, it was like, now I'm just going to have to, we're going to keep going, and we're going to fight this to the end, and we're going to go through it, and everything's going to come to light, and all these accusations are going to be thrown out. Mm-hmm. And then when I have a moment and I can speak to what has been going on, I will be speaking to it. And
just wait, it's going to be a great episode when that happens. And we're going to have some merch to go with it.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of good
I already have designs. So don't worry. It's going to be fantastic.
It has, it has taken its toll, but it has made me stronger, because sometimes you have to be broke down, and you have to get broken down to the very core in order to build yourself back up. It's like building muscle. When you build muscle, you have to break down the muscle in order to build it up. Well, you had to almost break my spirit, but let me tell you something, son, you will never break my spirit. But, kind of had to break me down a little bit to build me back up.
Yep.
And I'm coming back stronger than before. And
I mean, I definitely like I said, like on the phone, we're calling this stuff into existence. I mean, the business, I mean, it's already starting to picking back up. We're already starting to, go out and quoting for construction and home services and all that stuff. I mean, so we're really, this year, I'm putting out there, it's going to be one of our best years.
Yeah.
And not only for Got You Covered Roofing, but Got You Covered Construction and Home Services.
I'm thinking about taking up boxing again, start boxing.
Hell yeah. I'm down for it. We should make that like a company.
We should make that.
I have no problem.
But Paul keeps telling me.
Are we allowed to do baseball bats or just
no baseball bats?
Right. I got it.
See what I mean? We need to have Tim in here so I can have, it's like literally,
oh my goodness, that
the little angel, the little devil, the angel on your shoulder, the devil on your shoulder. Because Tim is definitely my angel. He's always talking good. He won't talk bad about anybody. And
I feel bad sometimes when I start going off on my tangents and Tim's in there. I just see him like, oh no.
Tim is just always like a very supportive person. He sees somebody falling, even if they're making mistakes, he will try to step in and try to help them.
Always somebody you want in your corner.
Yeah, Tim is a great guy. He's a really good, but you're also something that's needed sometimes because some of the things that comes out of your mouth is just hilarious. And then when you sent me that meme, it just kind of makes light. It makes light of things, so it makes things that a little bit easier to handle. Because in life, really, I've been going through a lot of worrying, but you either get mad or you laugh. So it's better to laugh at it and then to get angry, because anger is useful situation, a useful feeling and emotions at some point, but it will break you down.
And laughter is always like, to me, like, it's always been the best medicine.
Yeah. And I laughed really hard when I saw that meme. I laughed and I showed it to my attorney, and he was just, he didn't even know what to say. This is what
he knew what to say right away. He was like, "Don't release that right now."
He's like, but it's nice to, let him know that, like, I am like laughing at a little bit of this stuff. It's kind of like a stressful situation, and it's a real crazy headache, but I'm not letting it get me down. And I pray for you, and I will pray that, God gives you a good spirit, and
right.
Christian has a different take on it.
Yes. Very.
But, so we are going to get through this, and it will have something great to talk about, and it'll be something great for me later on to help someone else who may have gone through a similar situation, and maybe I can help them get through it, and they won't have to go through some of the things that I went through.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's definitely, like, if anybody could take anything just from the little stuff, and I'm not going to say little stuff because we have talked about a good amount, but with the little detail, because we're not going to bust out all the detail yet. Basically, strength. So, like, I have it tattooed on me. Never give up. And stand strong. Like, stand strong. Don't give up. Keep fighting, pushing through. Put some humor in it too, because it makes it so much easier. Like, I'm the person you do not want to sit next to at a funeral. I'm telling you that right now. There's certain cousins of mine where at funerals they have specifically said, y'all aren't sitting next to each other, because we see comedy in everything.
Yeah.
Like, I leaned to my cousin at one funeral. I was like, wouldn't you laugh if we changed the music in here? I was ready to hack into the speaker system and start playing the music for the Jack in the Box. And just have people start panicking and have them, like, put the light on even brighter on the casket to see if all of a sudden they pop up. Like, I'm somebody like that. I'm willing to hack into a funeral home speaker system to scare the crap out of people.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, any situation, no matter how little of a stupid little situation is or how big it is, you got to surround yourself by people who are going to back you up, who care.
Yeah.
Don't falter in your own ways. Stay strong, no matter how hard it gets. Stay strong. Don't give up. And basic facts. Just make sure you keep the facts. And I'm even telling you right now, even if it's a situation where you are in the wrong, you are going to feel so much better of putting the facts out there and admitting you are wrong than sitting there and trying to fight it for whatever personal reason you have.
Right.
So keep your facts, keep people behind you that are strong, never lose your own way, sprinkle some humor in there.
Sprinkle some humor.
The humor
Get yourself a Christian.
That's right.
And you should have a Christian in your life, I think. But Christians. I meant a Christian.
She's got Tim and
DeVoe.
Christian. So.
I've got Tim the Christian and Christian.
Exactly. So it's one of those things is you have to sprinkle some humor in there, because that's what's going to help you get through the hard stuff.
Yeah.
Because there's some people that get so serious about stuff to where it makes them miserable.
Yeah.
Makes them absolutely miserable. And it's going to make it even harder to get through any situation if you just simply X-nay comedy and laughter or anything like that. Like when my father passed away, that was, I don't cry much either, but when me and my dad were tight.
Yeah.
And even with, I had my moment to cry, which was a couple of hours sitting next to his bed. But after that, it was us joking around.
Yeah.
Like, the ME still had not shown up to the house yet to pick up his body. That's
something that your dad would have done.
Exactly. And we were in the other room cracking jokes, joking around. And, like, I was making a sandwich or something. And I was asking everybody, I'm like, hey, do you want something? They're like, no, I can't eat right now. I'm like, Dad, no, okay, all right, no problem. And they're like, really? I'm like, well, I'm sorry. So like, you have to just stay lighthearted about stuff, and that's honestly how I've made it through a lot of the BS in my life.
Well,
I just joke around and have fun.
Yeah, and I'm like that too. Sometimes I'll say stuff. Paul will look at me and he'll go, and Paul doesn't get our humor sometimes.
It gets a little dark sometimes.
because the name that we came up with, and I told Christian, I said that when I said this name because I did not want to say this person's name.
Every time we did something popped up.
Yeah, and his name does not deserve to come out of my mouth. But so I changed his name, and I texted Christian the name, and we're not going to say the name. I'm just texted Christian the name. And Christian knew exactly who I was talking about. Oh. Well, I texted Paul the name, and Paul was like, "Who is that?" And he was like, "Is that so and so?" I'm like, "No, I told Christian he wouldn't get it. He wouldn't get it
right away," because we were. I forget we were texting about, but it was about something completely different. And then part of that situation popped up, and you said that name, and I lost it. And my wife was like, "What?" And I was like, and I showed her, and she was like, and then I explained it, and she was like, "Oh, that's funny." I'm like, but I picked up on it right away. I knew exactly what I'm like, this has been, and that's partially where, like I said, merch coming. This is how I created this whole caricature and whatnot, because of that comment she made, because I'm like, this is going to be beautiful. So I made it. And I think within 3 minutes of you sending me that, I sent you back that meme.
You sent that meme. I was like, oh my gosh, that just made me laugh. So it just made it, but it helps lighten things out, especially when, when you're getting attacked so brutally, and you're like, I mean, like, seriously, you start to sit there and go, did I really say that? Am I really doing that?
Like, You're like,
am I like on some kind of drugs that I don't know about? It's like, it's just crazy. But, it is crazy that they can come up with all that stuff. And to what extent, what is the point of all that? What are you trying to do? So that will all come out when intent of your actions will come out.
Oh yeah. I mean, everything,
because people make mistakes. And that's one thing that we said in the meeting. They were like, they wanted to see what the intent was. Is the intent to deceive, or is the intent, like an administrative thing, or, but that's the thing. What is your intention? Is your intent to cause as much harm as you possibly can? Is your intent to make this person look as terrible as can be? Are you just really trying to get to the facts? I don't believe the second.
And part of it is the story for them was always changing a little bit.
Yeah.
It was always something. And one thing I have always done in life, and, I've talked to multiple people, and it is true. And somebody quoted this to me one day, and I'm like, well, yeah, no, obviously you can tell when a person is lying, because the story is changing. If you are telling the truth, the story doesn't change.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to try and remember what you said before to keep up with the story.
Exactly.
If it is truth and it is fact, it is going to come out the same every time. Verbiage might be a little different, but the story is always going to be the same, because it's the truth. It's what happened. And you're going to say the same thing every time, because that's what it was. When somebody's lying, every time they tell that story,
it changes.
It's going to change, because they're trying to remember what they said last time they told the story.
Right.
But so it's going to change, and it's true. So like when I was going through my stuff, I from day one, talking with the police and everything, and then talking with everybody. I mean, you could go from day one all the way through, and my story never changed. It was my lawyer who said that quote to me, because he's like, your story has not changed once. He was like, you have told it to the T every single time. He goes, yeah, verbiage changes. He's like, but the story hasn't.
Yeah.
He goes, so that right there, he's like, I knew right away after talking to you, yeah, I'm taking you as a client, because this is going to be an easy fight. Because he's like, you have all the evidence, you have all the facts, you have everything, and your story has been on the dot every single time. When the other side, their story, constantly something changing, they couldn't figure out what they wanted to say. They just kind of hodgepodge things together to try something, and that's why I think
and this is just my opinion. I don't know it as a fact. I think I'm a female. I'm very nice person, and I will go out of my way to try to help people. And I think that was taken into consideration when they did this, because
they mistaked your kindness for weakness. That was a first mistake, because I could have told them from the rip, bad idea.
So this is funny, because this guy that we bought some of our vehicles from, I was talking to him about this situation today, and I said, yeah, I think he just thought that he can just take advantage, and then I'll just give in and just say, here, take my money, whatever. And he goes, he picked the wrong female, is what he said, because he knows, because we've had some disagreements about some things that the car dealership, it's not necessarily that he did, but the car dealership. And so we were up there and we were like, these are the facts. This is what happened. And you need to fix it. And we weren't going to back down. And so he saw what kind of person that I am. A fighter. I may be very nice and I may be very kind, but when a situation is wrong, and a situation, if it's wrong, I am going to fight it.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't care if it costs me $100,000.
No, and this ding dong, he's one of those. They mistake your kindness for weakness, and honestly, they're just those people that they're very. The man is the. Is the higher power.
Those are definitely, that is the impression that I got from these
they're
people.
Very like me, like,
because one of them has some things in their past and on their record that are public records. You can look it up for yourself that shows that. Exactly.
And like me, like, I'm trying to say this without getting people thing, like me, I do, like, I feel there is a purpose for a male and a female counterpart. Like,
I agree with you.
They all have there's certain things that men can do that women shouldn't do, and it's more of, hey, let us do that so you don't have to. Not saying that a woman can't do it. I'm just saying, let us do that so you don't have to.
Yeah.
And then there's things that the women do where it's, hey, let us do that so you don't have to. So I do believe there's the places for men and women and stuff like that, but I'm not one of those be in the kitchen, make me a sandwich, you should be seen, not heard kind of people.
Yeah.
And that's how he comes off as. Because I've known plenty of strong women in my life where I'm not, you, my mother, like, there's certain people where I'm like, I ain't, nope. Yeah, I'm good. My mom, she took me into this world, and she has told me, I brought you in here, I'll take you out.
And I believe she will.
Yep, 100%. And ain't nobody going to ask questions. And then Lisa, not only because I respect you guys and everything like that, but she signs my paychecks. So, but I mean, you've proven that you're a strong person who isn't going to back down, and you're not going to let anybody walk all over you. I mean, I know plenty of people, if they went through the situation, male or female, they would have collapsed already. They would have completely deflated, been done, that's it. But it's been, I'm going to sit back and eat some popcorn because it's getting good.
Well, there have been some times that I've had similar attacks against my character before, and I have walked away. I have walked away because it was just easier just to walk away and just say.
There's a difference between walking away and then folding because you were weak.
Yeah.
Like, it's a pick your battles kind of
thing. Yeah. And that's what it has been in the past. It's been like, this time is over and this friendship or this whatever, this relationship is not gonna, but this was the battle that I have been preparing for my whole life. I think, the vicious attacks, the lies, the accusations, the attacks, and it's just something that I'm ready to fight. And
well, it's kind of like surprise everybody. Yes, I was in musical theater. Everything that has led up to this in your life, it's been the dress rehearsal.
Yeah.
Now we're coming to opening night, and you're ready to. Okay.
And I'm ready. And I know, I've read the resume of the, I'm going to keep talking. I need to be quiet. So let's just cut.
And done.
Okay. So anyway, stay tuned until we can figure out. We'll be very soon, but not soon enough. We will be able to reveal some things, but yeah. So I'm ready. I'm ready for the truth to come out. I'm ready to show the evidence, and some people are going to feel real dumb when everything comes out.
Mm-hmm.
So,
it's one of those, the cannons are loaded.
Mm-hmm. And, so, it's all good. And I am the type of person that I am a protector. That is who God made me. I'm a protector. Normally I'm protecting everyone else but me. I protect everybody. And I think the kicker in this was when you threw in Tori, man.
Oh,
that was the kicker. That helped me.
I think
get
that was
back
the
into
first
the fight.
time I heard you yell over the phone.
That helped me get back into the fight because when I'm being attacked is one thing, is like, but when you start attacking my people,
yeah, that's
Mama Bear comes out, and
no.
Yeah.
No. Like, part of me wishes, this could be like back in the Roman times. Like, let's go to the Colosseum and
actually, probably
swords and shields. Let's fight it out. Let's have fun.
That would be very satisfying.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like when I was younger. Like, me and my brothers, we'd get into it. My mom would just let us fight it out.
Yeah.
And then we got done and over with. It's like, why can't we do that? Why can't we just rent out a football field somewhere and let's just go fisticuffs?
I would be fine. I would be fine with getting in a ring with some boxing gloves. Let's do it.
I mean, they do those YouTuber boxing matches. Yeah. Let's just do that. Screw the courts. Let's just get a boxing ring. Let's set up the boxing ring on the lawn of the courthouse. Let's have fun.
Well, but everything will work out. Everything always does work out. I did hear something very profound. It was this morning, as a matter of fact. I was listening to a podcast, and he was talking about he was talking about manifesting and how to manifest your best life, and he said, he always tells people to envision yourself on your deathbed, which is kind of morbid, but he says, envision yourself on your deathbed and be standing there and ask yourself this question: what in your life do you wish you had done without? And what in your life do you wish you had more of? And that will help you, because then, and that was pretty profound, because I was like, less worrying, more laughing, more time, because I know the worrying distance you from everybody, because I've been preparing, and I've been, I've been kind of silent, and I don't, I'm preparing in my head, and I'm praying, and I'm doing a lot of meditating and stuff like that.
To talk to me. I call every morning. And I make sure we
So, but I thought about that. I was less worrying, spend more quality time with people, and all this other stupid stuff will work itself out, because it's not true, and everything's going to come out, that will come out. And you think about all the worrying that you did about something, and then you're like, well, there was nothing to worry about. Why did I worry about it? But at the time it just seems so heavy. And so, but yeah, I thought that was pretty profound. To think about, what would you have what would you have told and then if you go back in the past and you talk to your younger self, what would you tell your younger self that, to do? Or, so there's a lot of things that I would say. And I would say, go back to the past, run away from this person.
Yeah. Like,
good
Lord, I can't even think about
the other company have them.
I can't even think about, like, if you were given a time machine, like if you could go back and talk to your younger self, like what advice, I'd be like, how much time we got?
I know,
like,
there's so much.
Like how, and the thing is, like me, it's like, how far back would you have to go?
Yeah, prepare for 2020, because 2020, everything changed the way people interacted with each other.
I mean, there's just so much, like, I wouldn't even know where to begin, what to tell my younger self. Like, honestly, a lot of it, maybe I wouldn't change, because, that's what got me to where I am. Mm-hmm. Like certain things that happened in my life that, brought me down to just moving to Florida and whatnot, and then meeting you guys, because, if certain things didn't happen there, I probably would have never moved down here. So, I mean, there's so many what ifs. It's like, would you change anything? Would I change it? Because it's one of those, like, even if I did move down here with, like, let's just hypothetically, I'm going to say this, good Lord, my wife, don't get mad at me, please. Per se, that me and my ex-wife didn't get divorced. Yeah. And we did stay together. Maybe because we did talk a couple times, like moving down to Florida. What if it was us moving down to Florida with the kids? Yeah, I'd be down in Florida, but
you would have never met us.
I wouldn't have been in the same neighborhood as you guys. I wouldn't have met you guys. I wouldn't have Daniel. I wouldn't. So there's different stuff like that, because somebody had asked me that before, and because they were like, well, if you did move down here, like with your ex-wife, you'd still be down here. Yeah, but my timeline and the path I would have taken would have been
everything would change
completely different. Yeah. So I don't think I really would change anything. Yeah. Like maybe I would change some just dumb stuff I did as a teenager that really didn't have an effect on like my future. Yeah. Like maybe I shouldn't have done that. Like it's not like stuff like that is stuff I would have, but honestly, like, and then you get those ones where, like, I've had somebody ask me before, like, if you could bring back, like, your favorite comedian or your favorite, like, stuff like that. Yeah. Like, I think this world would be way better if we didn't lose Robin Williams.
I was just thinking that
right there. I mean, certain stuff like that.
That was he made so many people laugh.
And I tell you what, going through the 4th of July and not having a new America Toby Keith song. That too, like certain things like that, like times change and whatnot, and it's like, yes, I do know do know, like, people pass, times change, stuff like that, but it's like trying to get used to you're so used to different things going on. Like
that's as you get older, though, when you lose more people in your life.
I mean,
because I had never lost anybody significant to me really until 2014. Now I lost my grandfather prior to that, and that was difficult, but that was just like one loss. Where then after 2014, it was like boom, 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 losses, and then. And I don't have a whole lot of idols, and like I get upset, but there's a lot of people that have passed away, artists that you're not going to get that music back. Nobody is going to create it that way. Robin Williams, there are some funny people out there. Nobody is going to be like Robin Williams. He was just hilarious.
His movies, his stand-up, everything.
He was a one of a kind.
Yeah, but like for me, and that's why I think, like, as you know, like I have my faith crisis on what I believe and stuff like that. Sure. But I mean, I do believe there is a higher power up there that places certain people in certain situations and honestly, I think I was placed where I was placed due to my sense of humor and just how I am to help other people.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, my life has just been unfortunately filled with losses.
Yeah.
I mean, from the time I was younger to now, I mean, I don't think I've gone 1 year without losing somebody significant in my life.
See, it's not the cruise thing. It's not my fault.
Yeah. it's the direct family members with them. But, so like with me, like my little brother passing away.
Yeah.
Like that was one. And I mean, my mom and dad had said it multiple times. I'm the one that kind of helped them get through it.
Yeah.
Just from my humor and stuff like that. And then I had, like in high school, we had a close friend of ours pass away.
Mm-hmm.
And then within, I want to say 3 years of me graduating high school, we had multiple people that we went to school with pass away. And then I had my uncle a couple of years back, my grandfather, my father, cousins, like it just left and right. Now I understand, like with my grandfather, we all know growing up that at some point we're going to lose our grandparents. Like it's something, but still sucks. Not easy still. And so I think I've been, I mean, somebody who was a huge mentor. The reason why I got into roofing and construction, Rob, he was a youth, our youth like president that handled all the young men when I went to church. I mean, he took me under his wing, and I think he's partially where I get some of my comments and loose cannon from. Because I mean, like you would see him in church, and he was a funny guy. He'd joke around, but out on a job site, totally different person. I tell you what, like we have running jokes. So I grew up in the Mormon church, and there's those real holy rollers. We would either call them Molly Mormons or Peter priesthoods. Like they were the real holy rollers.
Do you ever watch the Sister
Wives? Oh yeah, they're definitely not Mormons. So let me X-nay this right now. Listen, I'm telling you right now, Mormons do not have multiple wives. At a point in time, they did, but that was when it was legal throughout the whole country. It wasn't just the Mormons that had multiples. It was a lot of people.
What about what is the Mormon with the wives, not the multiple wives, the new Taylor, oh gosh, what is the name of that show? Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. Have you seen that?
Oh yeah, I haven't seen any episodes, but I've heard about it.
Yeah,
they're kind of not really. Yeah,
that's a lot of drama.
It's a lot of, but like. So, growing up, like, if one of those, like, Molly Mormons or Peter priesthoods, like, came out to one of those job sites, they would have a heart attack and decease right there on the spot.
Yeah.
Because, like, just the comments and the stuff you hear, and, like, there's been, like, memories I've had, like, well, we're out on a job site and we're trying to figure out a problem. It's almost like I can hear him yelling at me. Like, come on, idiot, you know what to do. Like, and that's how, like, a lot of stuff I've figured out on job sites when it was thinking back to those times and what would Rob do? And because I mean, he knew his stuff. He knew he was one of those people that I was able to grasp onto. So like, I want to say like him, my grandfather on my mother's side, my grandfather on my father's side, and my father, and a couple other people sprinkled in there. But those four really were where I learned a lot of my knowledge when it comes to construction, because Rob was all about the roofing. My grandfather on my father's side, he was a master plumber. Yeah. So I learned plumbing, different stuff like that. Gave her a heart attack before doing some plumbing.
Yeah. He had the Sawzall, and he was like, and it was, I was like, OSHA violation, OSHA.
I'm like, look that way, don't watch. But like, so, no. Like, I learned plumbing from him, and then my grandfather on my mother's side, I learned a lot of carpentry from him.
Mm-hmm.
And then my father is where I learned to like work on cars.
Yeah.
Because my dad was a mechanic. He was actually, the day I was born, he was still in school for automotive, and he got the phone call, and I called my Uncle Dale. He was my dad's best friend, was standing next to him, and he goes, "You need to go to the hospital." He's like, "I'll get your shit. Just go.
Yeah.
Go get him." And so like those guys have always been like my core. So I use a lot of their knowledge and what they've taught me, and also watching mistakes they've made to know for me not to do it again.
Right.
So, I mean, I think I've been put in these places to where I can use knowledge to help pass on to other people, but then also my sense of humor and just how I am as a person to help other people out, because I don't get that serious.
Yeah.
I can be. I mean, you've seen it where I can get diplomatic and I could really talk with a customer and be serious, but I always sprinkle a little bit of humor in there while I'm talking with a customer because it helps lighten the mood.
And I've always been that way too. I think that's why we connect, just because I'm always like joking around. But, it seems like lately I've lost a little bit of that. So I've really clung to you as far as like needing that from you, because I haven't had it. Yeah. Because I haven't been able to joke about stuff. It's just been so heavy on me. But I'm now just getting back to the point where I can start joking about stuff. Yeah. But you sending that meme was like priceless. It was perfect.
But, I mean, we used to like, I don't know how many times like me and you would go and look at a job or something. I'm making some kind of comment like, who did this? Like, and then you're like, our crew did that. Oh, that's great. Like, but I mean, like dumb little stuff like that. Like we always
just mess around. Yeah.
I don't think we've ever had a job where we went to where
I've always been like a very, like, make light of things sometimes, to enjoy life. Cause I've had so many bad things happen to me. I say bad, but they've taught me a lot of things. So you learn to get through life in a way, and comedy is a great way to get through life. Making light of things sometimes is a great way. Some people don't understand it, but some people like to live in misery. Some people just are used to that, but comedy is just a great way to get through.
I'm one of those people, like, if you're not laughing, you're not living.
Yeah. I had a friend, a couple of friends, we used to ride horses together, and we would be in this text and we would say some of the off the wall stuff, but we would all know what we were talking about. And it was just like, he would make a comment, and then I'd snap back and I'd make a comment. And then Tammy would come in and she'd pop in and she'd make a comment. And then Brandon and I were really more on the same level as far as comebacks. You know, Tammy would kind of just pop in there and then she would just laugh. And most of the time, so my friend Tammy is the most wonderful person in the world. She is absolutely a beautiful person, but she will say, F you, you MFer, and she will cuss you out if she's in a heartbeat. And then the next minute she's going to tell you she loves you. But she is a good person.
Well, that's like when we were younger, like we had this thing with our church. It's called EFY, especially for youth. And it was a week-long like church camp basically, but they did it on college campuses because I'm talking there'd be, you want to overload a Mormon kids? Yeah, you're looking about 1,500 to 2,000 between 14 and 17-year-old.
Wow.
Just hormone-ridden teenagers that are Mormons. And they have their own little weird sense of humor. And they would do a talent show at it towards the end of the week. And they always did like, because there's a lot of kids in the Mormon community that do different like piano, violin, do stuff like that. And they were always good.
Yeah.
Me, I had to make people laugh.
Yeah.
That was the thing. So on a whim, me, my cousin, and one of our close friends that were all in the church together, we put together this skit. And there's something in the Mormon church called getting Dear John. It's basically like the Jody for anybody in military. Like you leave on your mission and your girl got with another guy and they're getting married before you even get home. So we based it off of that. And they're doing this whole skit, but for the skit, I'm in the background. I'm doing all the sound effects and just doing everything with the mic in my mouth, just making all these noises while they're doing the skits. Like they pick up a cup, I'm making the noise of the cup and them drinking and the plane landing, all that stuff. And towards the end of it, it was he got a letter while he was on his mission, and he's reading it, and it's his girlfriend giving him the Dear John that. And what I did was he opened it like he was reading it, but then I was doing it in a girl's voice. So like reading it in his head, but the whole crowd, mind you, there's 1,500 plus people in this area, in this theater. And I had those people rolling from the time we started to like, and I had to toss in. So there was a girl at that, especially for youth, that we all knew we were friends, which awesome. We actually went to church with her as well.
Yeah.
Everybody knew her, Erica.
Yeah.
At the end, I put sincerely Erica. And that wasn't the plan from the beginning, but everybody lost it and was dying. And we got a standing ovation. So I think that, and I was 14 years old at the time.
Yeah.
That was the point in my life when I realized I'm like, laughter and comedy is my thing. That I want to make people laugh, because for the rest of that week, it was everybody's life. When they were having a bad day, they're like, go talk to Christian. They're like, go talk to 5 minutes with Christian. It'll get over.
That I believe that, because like anytime, like if like immediately after I got out of that meeting, I wanted to call Christian. Yes.
Well, because I even did it just a little, like we'd be in those like spiritual classes and whatnot, and I'd see everybody kind of nodding off, and I'm like, oh, I gotta pump it. People are starting to fall. I gotta do something. So at the time, I turned up my ringtone on my phone, and I just didn't have a regular ringtone on my phone. Mine was the "It's Peanut Butter Jelly Time" ringtone. And I looked over at my brother, and he looks at me, and I think he realized at that point, like, my ringtone was all the way up.
Oh, no.
So he called me. So in the middle of this person preaching to us, trying to be all spiritual, all of a sudden you hear, "It's peanut butter jelly time," just going nuts, and everybody lost it. And of course, I looked back, saw it was me. I'm like, "Hi, I'll excuse myself now." And I was like,
oh my gosh. You know, we're at an hour and 40 minutes again.
Are you serious?
Yes. It's like an hour and 37 minutes.
Oh my God.
So you're going to have fun editing this one too.
Again, but I don't think I'm going to have much to have to edit out from certain words.
Well, just upload. But anyhow.
Just start yelling random swears right now, just so at the end it's beep, 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 beep.
So I still have to work and you have to leave. So we probably should cut this off. And
that camera stayed on the whole time.
That's awesome too. So. Yeah, I can see myself.
We're testing new cameras. So
we have a couple of cameras. We actually got a mobile camera too, so we can do some mobile live stuff. And then we've got to get some more TikTok followers, so we can do some lives on TikTok.
We're at 32. You
gotta be 50.
We got to be 50 to go live.
50 is just not pathetic.
Like, come on,
people.
We have all of you who are following us on Facebook, please go over to the Tickety Tockety and follow
us on TikTok, because we know all you guys are TikTokers too.
We know.
Come on.
So please just go from the face place to the TikTok and just follow. That's all you got to do.
Yeah.
Just do that, and then we'll get it, and then you'll be able to see more lives, because then not only we go live on TikTok, we can go live on Facebook as well, and we can go live on YouTube now as well too.
Yeah.
So please just, do the thing, comment.
Do the thing.
Like, share, subscribe.
Do the thing.
The thing that we ask you every episode.
Bing.
So
subscribe, like, do the like.
I put it right at the end of the video too. Click, click, click.
Yep. Like us.
Please. Anywho, we'll leave it there. We love y'all.
We love you.
Peace.
Crazy headaches, banging in my head, bills on the table, text left, crazy headaches, laughing through the pain, we're talking about it all till we feel okay. Crazy headaches, pressure like a drum, live